that Ellen DeGeneres' UK home has flooded after she fled the United States, according to
person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Oh,
Could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance.
Condition, but then as he made his way over to the ambulance, you see it right there.
Ellen DeGeneres built her brand on laughter, kindness, and bringing joy to millions through her popular talk show. However, as her career began to unravel, so did her public image. Allegations of toxic workplace behavior, backlash over political stances, and controversial associations became too significant to ignore. Ellen's sudden move to the UK has sparked speculation, with many wondering what she might be fleeing from. Is it political, personal, or something more troubling? Let's explore the mystery behind Ellen DeGeneres' escape from the U.S. One theory for her departure centers around her reaction to Donald Trump's presidency. Reports suggest Ellen struggled with the political climate after Trump's election win. Her decision to relocate overseas might have been driven by frustration and fear over America's direction. This theory gained traction as Ellen publicly criticized Trump and voiced support for progressive causes. Could political disillusionment have been the tipping point for her departure?
Beautiful woman up there, that's your mother, isn't it? Huh?
yeah. Look at her.
Hello.
Yeah. And she's available if you're interested. I'd like to offer her.
Very pretty.
Yeah. So,
After leaving the U.S., Ellen relocated to a beautiful Cotwell ranch in the U.K., but her time there didn't go as expected. Soon after settling in, her property was flooded, leading to headlines filled with ironic symbolism. Ellen reportedly blamed climate change for the disaster, but many couldn't help but view it as a metaphor for the storm of controversies she left behind in Hollywood. Could this flood have been the universe sending a message, or was it simply a case of bad timing?
DeGeneres' UK home has flooded after she fled the United States, according to TMZ, due to Donald Trump's election win. Now that this is just a report, the Daily Mail has reported this as well as Page 6. I don't know if you know Meghan Markle's relationship with Ellen. I'm sure if you're here by now you do. But Ellen and Meghan have been friends for years. I think the most horrific, when I think of Meghan and Ellen's relationship, I remember the baby bottle. When Meghan appeared on Ellen's show and did like the squatting in the baby bottle segment, she was definitely trying to show us a lighter side of herself in that Ellen DeGeneres segment. However, there had been too much hurt and too much toxicity by then, so we weren't.
Ellen's departure from the U.S. coincided with the end of her long-running talk show. While Ellen claimed she wanted to pursue other opportunities, many believe the show's cancellation was a result of the backlash over allegations of fostering a toxic workplace environment. The mounting pressure may have been too much for Ellen to handle, prompting her to seek a fresh start far from the spotlight. This chapter marked the end of an empire and possibly the beginning of her retreat.
and that was emotional because I haven't been sleeping. I've been trying to, anticipate how to tell them and, hope that everybody would take it okay. A lot of people were very emotional. I got emotional. So that was that first step. And then today was the first time telling, everybody else. So it was, I didn't think I'd be emotional because I really am prepared for this. I've really given it a lot of thought, but emotional.
I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
What was the emotion? Was it relief, joy, sadness?
It's everything. I mean, I think I got choked up on saying that this has been the best experience of my life. I think that's when I got choked up, and because it has been. I mean, I don't intend on retiring. I want to do other things, but if I never do another thing in my life, this has been the thing I'm most proud of. To do something for 19 years, especially something that nobody thought would so easy to use that, and I don't know if every single day I'm smiling and dancing. I know that, if I am having a day where I'm walking around and I don't feel happy, or if I'm looking down and I don't look someone in the eye, does that mean I'm not kind? Or does it mean I'm a human being that has emotions and I'm thinking about something? So, I joked about it in my stand-up special, that it's a ridiculous title to have. I can't honk my horn or else, the Be Kind lady haunted me. Like, you can't do anything with that. It wasn't supposed to be my title. It was just a message.
What would your motto be now if you could go back?
Yourselves.
I knew it would be something good.
I don't know. My motto is, still, it's still be kind. I just don't want that to be my label.
Speculation about Ellen fleeing justice has only intensified, with some linking her to controversial figures like Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. These connections have led to suggestions that her sudden move may be more about avoiding potential investigations than escaping political tension. Sky News even reported concerns about celebrities like Ellen seeking refuge in Europe to avoid scrutiny. While these theories may sound far-fetched, they reflect a growing sentiment that Ellen's departure might not be as innocent as it appears.
They're losing their mind. She sounded so sincere, didn't she? Very sincere. Virtually choked on her words. But the best one for me is EllenDeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia. But I tell you some stories about that cow. But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release
So,
the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Ellen admitted feeling pushed out of Hollywood before leaving the U.S. completely. She described feeling unwelcome in an industry she once dominated, sparking whispers about whether her departure was truly voluntary or if she was quietly forced out. Could this be the real reason Ellen left? Did Hollywood turn its back on her, or was there more going on behind closed doors?
Employees, past and present, from her show say that they were working in a toxic environment. Some Hollywood actors also speaking out against the talk show host now. Let's bring in Carly Shimkus of Fox News Headlines 24/7. Carly, good morning. Great to see you. So what more are we hearing on this story?
Yeah, so things are really spiraling here, and it's sort of two situations unfolding at once. One of them has to do with a mountain of complaints against the show's executive producers. Some 47 past and current employees have complained to BuzzFeed News. Allegations ranging from a toxic work environment, bullying, now even sexual harassment. So Warner Media is investigating that, and that investigation will likely lead to people losing their jobs. The other allegation has to do with Ellen herself, and allegations that she's not the happy-go-lucky, nice person that her show would lead people to believe in.
You having to fight to get this show and prove that you could be a talk show host. Could you ever have imagined it going this long and going this well?
No, except this woman I talked to before I got the show told me that when I was 45, I was going to start a new career that would go 20 years if I wanted it to. And I was like,
Who told you that?
This astrologer, this woman, and she said, it was when I couldn't work. It was like when nobody was hiring me after I came out. And she said, you're going to start a whole new career when you're 45, and you can go 20 years if you want to. And I was like, first of all, what woman starts over in Hollywood at 45? And what sitcom goes 20 years? I didn't even think of a talk show.
Ellen's decisions on her show also came under scrutiny, particularly for moments when she introduced children to controversial figures like P. Diddy. This raised concerns, especially given the rumors surrounding certain celebrities' behavior. Critics have used these incidents to question Ellen's motives and speculate on why she left the country. Was Ellen fleeing to the UK to distance herself from these controversies? Ellen isn't the only legacy celebrity who has chosen to leave the U.S. recently. There's been a noticeable trend of stars moving to Europe, with many citing political disillusionment or personal reasons. However, some speculate that potential legal scrutiny or resurfacing scandals may be driving these moves. Ellen's relocation to the UK has been included in this broader trend, with critics suggesting that her departure may be less about lifestyle changes and more about avoiding accountability. Is Ellen part of a secretive group of celebrities distancing themselves from controversies back home, or is she simply following others in search of a fresh start abroad?
It's been rough. It's been a rough couple of weeks. I mean, we've got so many topics to cover, so many that we've cut out, so many I've followed up with, so many bits that I've written that just don't make any sense now. I mean, it's bad enough that EllenDeGeneres has fled the country. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what's going on in the state of America, what are we doing? I don't know what will. I mean, EllenDeGeneres is out. She heard that Donald Trump was once again going to be the president of the United States. She dyed her hair black, and she bounced off and moved with Portia off to England on some estate that they can afford, that they probably had for years, because she hates America. What are we doing? People understand why, but people don't understand the real reason. It's just because we don't really F with Ellen anymore. Ellen used to be the joy. Ellen used to be the joy that Kamala talked about, having them.
Ellen's misfortunes in her new UK home made headline news when it flooded shortly after her arrival. Critics quickly seized on her explanation, accusing her of using climate change as a way to deflect attention from her personal controversies. The irony of fleeing Hollywood drama only to face literal floods wasn't lost on her detractors. Whether the flood was an unfortunate coincidence or a symbolic reflection of her troubles, Ellen's efforts to move on from her past have only drawn more scrutiny.
Montecito is under complete evacuation. The entire town. This is the 5-year anniversary from the fire and mudslides that killed so many people and lost their homes, their lives. This is crazy. On the 5-year anniversary, we are having unprecedented rain. This creek next to our house never flows, ever. It's probably about 9 feet up. It's going to go another 2 feet up. We have 4% to evacuate. We need to be nice with Mother Nature. Mother Nature is not happy with us. Let's all do our part. Stay safe, everybody.
Ellen has long been known for her outspoken political views, often clashing with more conservative figures. Her disdain for Trump's administration was well known, and it's been speculated that his presidency played a significant role in her decision to leave the U.S. However, beyond politics, the question remains: was Trump's election the real trigger, or was it merely a convenient excuse to mask deeper issues? Ellen's political leanings may have alienated some of her audience and peers, making her exit from Hollywood and the U.S. seem more understandable.
Well, LA City Fire Department, their paramedics pulled that driver from that vehicle. We have tape of that, and then basically had him on a gurney. We weren't sure what the situation was there on his condition, but then as he made his way over to the ambulance, you see it right there, he jumps up out of that gurney. It was horrific, scary for a moment for everybody watching, and then the fire department, well, they had to sedate him and take him
With
to the...
so many theories surrounding Ellen's departure, one of the most damaging involves her alleged connections to controversial figures and events in Hollywood. From Epstein to various allegations surrounding other celebrities, the narrative that Ellen is fleeing justice has gained significant traction online. While these claims remain unproven, they have seriously damaged her reputation. Her abrupt relocation and the timing of her departure have only fueled speculation, leaving many to wonder if there's a much bigger story that we're not being told.
What is the date today? I completely, Thursday. I was completely wrong, wasn't I? I had the dates wrong all this time. Did he come on out?
As Ellen attempts to rebuild her life in the UK, the world continues to speculate about her true motivations. Is she simply seeking peace and privacy, or is she running from something far more significant? Only time will tell if the real story ever comes to light.